उसको बस उसको ये अपडेट दे दो।
Hi everyone, good afternoon. We'll just wait for another 5 minutes and then start the session. Good afternoon, everybody. I hope I'm audible to everyone. Welcome to the AMA session for the SATTE Awards. We welcome everybody on behalf of EY and the Informa team. Um, in terms of the coverage of what all we are going to talk about in the session, so we will be discussing the categories in detail that we have for this edition, along with the overall eligibility criteria, the process, and the deadline for submission of the entries as well. While we take you through the categories, if there are any questions, you can raise your hand then, or we can take up all the questions at the end of the session as well. We have kept certain time for that. Also, you can use the chat box for asking any questions if you have any during the presentation, and we'll try and take up all of it at the end of the session. So I also have Ankita Ruj and Divya Harwani from my team. So Divya primarily works in the travel space and she has a lot of understanding on this segment, which is why we have pulled her in for this AMA session. So feel free to ask her any questions if you wish to, with respect to understanding the category a little better, or if you have certain queries on which categories fit into based on your profile. We'll try to take up those questions as well. Else, we'll also give you a solution if you're not able to answer it at that point of time. Right? For an audit trail purposes, we are also recording the call. So I hope everybody is okay with that. This is just for our internal reference in case if we have to go back and just relook at the type of questions that have been asked so that we can work better on the categories next year. Right? So without any further ado, we'll start with the session. Ankita, if you can share the screen, and over to you, Divya.
So thank you, Pragya. Firstly, good evening, everyone. Good evening. Welcome. Okay. So we've largely divided all the categories for the SATTE Awards between hotels, cruise lines, or travel operators, travel agents, tourist transport providers, tourism boards, and technology providers of the industry. So, coming to the categories with respect to hotels, we are trying to cover hotels across the USPs that they hold, which could be heritage, business hotels, spa resorts, or a hotel chain which is pan across in at least three states within India. Luxury hotel chain, luxury hotel, standalone luxury hotel, if any of them want to participate. Ankita, maybe you could move next. Yeah, any boutique or family owned hotels where like maybe it's a homegrown property which is catering to certain kind of travelers, or a chain of hotel or a budget hotel which primarily could be located within a good proximity of the key landmarks in the city, which can accommodate a good balance of economical travelers. So this is somewhere where we're trying to cover all types of hotels within the possible categories currently. And if you feel that you could apply for any of them, we are happy to help you suggest the right category fit for you. Coming to the cruise lines, it's primarily between the highland seas and the inland water cruises. So any specific questions around them, we can take it towards the later part of it. Next comes the travel operators, where primarily if you are a domestic tour operator, where you're specifically taking care of the domestic travel within India. So we can take care of that. If you're an inbound tour operator catering to the foreign travelers and are specializing in that sector, where you're curating the travel packages for like tourism boards across uh, to your travel agents across the world, we can take you can classify as an inbound tour operator. If you're a traveler, if you're a tour operator sending your passengers abroad, please nominate for the outbound tour category. If you are specializing in MICE specifically, that includes weddings at this point of time. So we can consider that within the MICE tour operator category. For niche travel, if you have any specific niche services that you are within, whether it could be religion and culture, it could be wildlife, it could be towards the northern territories. So if there's any specific niche travel, or even it could be sports, the sports tourism. So if you are not, if your service category is only niche services, only then you can apply for a niche service. We do not expect any mainstream operators to be a part of the niche travel operator category. For travel agents, if you classify yourself as travel agents providing like services through tour operators for the B2C segment or B2B segment, both of them are two different categories. For us, if you are if your company kind of specializes in providing comprehensive travel solutions, which could be whether it's corporate travel, miles, leisure travel, all kind of services within the travel segment, then you can apply for the travel management company of the year. So there we kind of cover it. We are trying to cover in all the travel agents as well as tour operators, specifically. Coming to transport services, we wish for luxury car operators. If you are dedicatedly servicing any kind of royal vehicles or any luxury vehicles across the travelers, then please you can nominate for the luxury car operator. If you have any bus operating services within the segment, then that's the space for you. We've got state-owned bus transport service providers, or you could which where if you have a specific transport operation services within your state, then you could apply for the state-owned transport operator of the year. Coming to tourism boards, we if you're a tourism board representative for any specific Indian state or representing any international destination, so the tourism you need to apply for the respective applicable one. Coming to the TMC, so if you are a TMC currently registered in India, uh, uh, or you're a GSA where you're representing any of the cruise lines or any kind of your rail services or any specific services which are for any of the international entities or international brands, then that's the GSA category for you. If you have developed any kind of a travel tech, it could be with respect to any expense management services or any kind of CRMs, which kind of are helping build up the travel technology within this eco space. You could nominate yourself for the travel tech provider. So we're kind of trying to summarize all different types of services or your categories over here. If you feel that there is an ambiguity in terms of which is a right fit for you, we are happy to address those doubts at the end of the session once we are done with the complete briefing. Over to you, Pragya.
Thank you. Thanks, Divya, for that. Ankita, I'm just gonna share the screen from my end. Um, so, in terms of the eligibility, again, we have kept it very
Pragya,
simple.
your screen is not visible.
Is it not visible now?
Yeah.
It's visible now.
It is? Yeah, sorry about that.
Yeah.
In terms of the eligibility criteria, we have kept it very basic that any organization that is participating should have been in operation more than 2 years. That is what we have kept as on March 31st, 24. With respect to the documentation and certification, as Divya mentioned, based on the segments that you are applying for, you can accordingly be sharing those specific certification and documentation with us. For example, product brochure is something that we'll be requesting you to share certain certifications that you've obtained in terms of quality in the hotel category, even in travel category, when you are also dealing with international consumers. Those side of documentation is something that we have, requested everybody to share, and this is part of the application form that you will see when the particular person is entering this particular information in the application form. So with respect to the category, we have a section in the application form that includes the certain documentation required. So definitely go through the website. It has all the details with respect to the categories, etc., that we spoke about, as well as detailed form for each of the categories that you wish to apply for. Um, in terms of evaluation parameters, why we wanted to also talk about this in the session, a lot of people in the past, and even when we introduced this year's awards, reached out to us saying that they have been part of the awards past so many years, but for some reason they have not been able to make it to the finalist list or to the winners list. So what is that they need to improve in terms of giving us the information in the application? So, which is why we are discussing this, so that while you write the application form, you are able to bring these elements out. And even the questions that we have asked is in sync with these parameters. So definitely unique service offering is something that you would highlight because it's a travel awards, hospitality awards, customer service. What is that you are offering in terms of uh, to your consumers is something that you should highlight. And definitely the initiative that you talk about in terms of making changes to your existing property should be pertaining to last 2 years. It should not be something that you've done really long back, and for that you are applying for the awards, right? So if there is something different that you have done, whether in terms of offering or in terms of services, whatever it could be, ensure that it is with respect to uh, last 2 years, so that it's as recent as possible, and jury also will be able to evaluate it in a better way, right? Customer feedback is something, like I mentioned, is extremely critical. So what are the mechanisms that you have in terms of first capturing customer feedback, as well as whatever feedback has been captured, what is the subsequent action that the team or at the organization level you are taking with respect to solving that, right? Such that when they come again, they don't face those issues which they could have been facing at your respective property, or what is that in terms of improvement they have recommended which you are working upon, right? So that also becomes very critical. Sustainability is something that is again an important aspect in the travel and hospitality industry, and everybody, all of you guys on the call, I'm sure, is contributing to it in certain manner, right? So definitely bring that out. The jury members will be looking out for organizations who are contributing to the environment sustainable practices, right? Tech is something which is extremely important. We do have certain tech based categories, but overall, how are you using technology these days? It has not, technology and digital world has grown immensely. So how is that you're using it in the travel hospitality space? So definitely bring that out in the application form. And um, scalability here with this respect is that this was something that you had, say, in the past 10 years, your property or the offerings that you have been given is sustaining in the market for last 10 years. But then how are you really scaling it up year on year in order to meet the requirement of the customers? So if you talk about a specific initiative and say you're a hotel chain or you're a travel operator, sorry, just give me. Yes. So, in terms of scalability, like I was talking about, it's important that while the jury goes through the application, the journey that has been of each of you as at an organization level, how is that you have also scaled up from what you were while you incorporated, and in the last couple of years, how have you really scaled up your operations, or in terms of adding new people, uh, adding people who have special expertise in order to serve your customers. So what are the efforts that you've taken in order to either scale your specific initiative or overall within your organization, what is that you have done? And be rest assured, all these things is covered in the application form. So once you access the application form for any of the categories that you apply for, specific questions pertaining to these are mentioned in the application form. So then, jury also, while they evaluate you on these parameters, they will have uh, answers to the questions, and accordingly, they'll be evaluating you. Along with this, I would also strongly recommend to support your entry with collaterals, marketing brochures, any certification, awards, recognitions that you would have received in this space. It also helps in giving jury that comfort that whatever you're talking about in terms of impact in and something that you have done with respect to your initiative, what has been the impact of that in terms of awards, recognition, business growth, any supporting document that will help jury assess is also extremely important, and it will also help you in definitely featuring into the next round, because as many supportings you provide, um, it will be helpful with respect to the evaluation, right? In terms of the process, what we have done this time and what we are trying to achieve is that after the entries is shared from your end, the first level of checks will be performed by the EY team, which is going on at as we speak. And there is also going to be a screening jury who are actually experts in this field, and they will be evaluating the entries based on your application form and collaterals. And after which there is going to be a final jury meeting where we will be reaching out to the participants to be available on the call, right? So they will have an opportunity to interact with the grand jury members, because over and above what you've written in the application, if there are additional questions the jury may have, so they would want to have that sort of conversation with you. So whoever eventually becomes our final list, we will be reaching out to them in order to be present for this particular call, right? So of course, right now we are at the call for entry stage only, but eventually when we progress, we will keep you guys in the loop as and when you fall into we progress in the awards. So yeah, we can now take up the questions. I think Swati has raised your hand. Yes, Swati.
Yes, hi, Pragya. Thanks for this information. I'm from Adventures Overland. We are a niche road trip company. So my question to you is this, that has this process been done earlier also about interacting with the selected candidates over a call, or is this the first time that you'll be doing this?
So this is the first time that we're trying to introduce this, Swati. Although we have done this process for other Informa awards, but for SATTE, this is going to be the first time when we are trying to integrate this in the process. Just getting feedback from the jury members as well, because there's a lot of information that you may not be able to cover in the application. So
Great.
the jury members would want to ask those, so which is why we'll be introducing that this year.
Thank you so much.
Welcome. Yes, Rohit.
Hi Pragya, thank you for the information. Just let me know, as we have already registered with, means we are in the process with the registration with the Ministry of Tourism and other certification from the State Tourism Department. But as you are aware that in the India it will take time to get the certificate handy. So that is the mandatory clause from your end that has to be there, or should I share the form applications that we have already applied for that? And that will impact the evaluation of your particular awards.
So at this point of time, Rahul, we may have not kept it mandatory because we do understand, like yours, there are several organizations who had reached out to us. However, I would want to know that how long you have been operational
We are
in the
operating
field that you are in.
since 2017.
2017, is it?
But
Okay.
now we have
So at
elaborated ourselves and we are expanding. So we are
okay.
starting to means going for the certification from the different departments and the organization relating to the travel industry.
Okay, got it. Got it. So I think at this point of time, perhaps what you can do is, since we would definitely want you to apply for the awards, you can share the approval process form, that you have which indicates that you have applied for this particular certification. And accordingly we'll take it up with the jury.
And what about the payment condition? Is the per awards, or it has to be the one link should be there for the particular all the awards if we are taking for the multiple awards more than one?
Naksh, you want to take this up, please?
So in one go, yeah, hi. So in one go, you
Right.
can you can do multiple registrations. Like if you want to nominate for 3 awards, so in one go you can do. It's not mandatory that for filling. If you are registering for one, then one. So you can एक साथ में 3 कर सकते हैं. It's okay.
Okay. So next, after making the payment, we will getting the form, then we have to fill, then the reports will be coming afterwards. Is it like that?
So after you register, na, the nomination form will get open online. So you have to fill the
Okay.
form online. But before that, if you want to see the form sample copy, we can definitely provide. But you have to tell us the category, which category form you want.
Correct, correct. I think you have shared the enough.
Yeah.
Thank you. Thank you.
Yeah, Sajad.
Yeah, hi. So I have a couple of questions. One is pertaining to the customer and client feedback. So we primarily work in B2B segment, right? Where we are not directly taking the client feedbacks because we are, working on behalf of lot of people. So, as you said, that it is one of the main criteria. So I don't know how we will be able to provide the client feedbacks. So because for me, the I have two clients. One is the supplier. One is the person who is purchasing from me, B2B, and the final consumer. Right. So we usually don't take direct feedbacks from, because this is on behalf of the buyer who buys from me. That's the person who takes the feedback. That is one. Second is because we are primarily working in the regional space. So how much it is key, how much impact you have made in the regional space, as you will consider the pan-India considerations. So because that is one of the which was not clearly mentioned in the this there in the portal. So I have a couple of other questions if we can first discuss about these two.
Okay, I'll take the client feedback part to this. So, with respect to a B2B service provider, in your case, if there is any kind of assessment documents that you might have of, or any of the feedbacks that you would have received from your corporates that you work with, or if there is any kind of self-evaluation that you would be doing, or any kind or some similar kind of processes that you would be following to improve yourself, if any of those activities are happening, maybe you could incorporate that and we could consider, because we understand that it's not a direct feedback that you would avail. But if there is any indirect means that you're opting for, please do share those insights. Um, Coming to the second question that you had with respect to you operating within the regional space and not the national space, what we intend to do is, there is no specific separate category, or there is no weightage given dedicatedly right now with respect to a national operate or national agent or a regional agent. We're happy to evaluate both the set of agents, as long as we are able to see certain kind of impact being reflecting across the various parameters that we have drawn for the application. Correct me if I'm wrong there, Pragya.
No, correct. That assessment is correct.
I have one more question. Can I ask?
Um, yeah, sure. We can then go back to Rahul if he has any more. Yeah, sir. Go ahead.
Okay, so I've already submitted my application, though I'm happy with it, but after this session, if I want to make any changes in this, can I do that? Can I reapply or something?
Sure. What you can do is, Pati, if you can just send an email to Naksh on this, okay? Yeah. Just send an email to him
I
with
can
your
send some supporting
entry
documents,
ID.
or supporting documents to him if I want, right?
Yeah, you can. So then we can get it uploaded at the back end. Not a problem.
All right. Thank you so much.
Yeah, Rahul.
Hi, Pragya. Pragya, so my query is like we are the technology partner in the travel tech. So, Divya, if you are going to reply them, just let me know, as we have the different products in the travel technology, but we also working in the service section, like where we are developing the website or mobile application, different things. So in this, like we only need to show the products, or we can show the websites or the mobile application also, which
So
will be
I
related to
believe
the
it's
completely travel tech.
yes. So as a part of your document, I think you can showcase your products as well as the various services that you are providing to the various customers. You can showcase every service domain that you are working in. There is no restrictions in terms of that. So if you have, as a company, if you have multiple products, it doesn't necessarily need to be just one product that you need to focus on, because we are not talking about just a CRM application being evaluated. No, if there's an AI-based chat box that you're working on, there's a CRM that you're working on.
Okay.
Even if there are multiple products, what we need to see is
Mhm.
you as an organization, how are you contributing towards the industry with respect to travel technology? So it could be product, services, everything combined.
Okay, Divya. Okay. Thank you. Thanks a lot.
Swati,
Divya,
do you
there's a
still have any
question
further
from
questions?
Divya, there's a question on the chat also. Just have a look at it.
Okay.
Yeah. In the meantime, Sajjad, you can go ahead with your next set of questions.
Yeah, last small query. Basically, since I said we primarily work in the regional space, so our certification is also regional because there's state or UT governments who provide the regional certifications rather than the Ministry of Tourism who does it for the national level. So that's what I wanted to mention. So certification would be a regional level also, not primarily ministry, which is for the national operators.
That should be
Yeah.
fine.
Yeah,
That
thanks.
should be fine. And even if if this is a common feedback to all the potential applicants, if you have registered yourself with any of the trade associations also of the industry, maybe you could mention that also as a part of your application. Like if you're a member of OTI or TI or any of such similar associations of the industry, you can please do capture that. I am referring to a question by Ranjita. Is there any category related to education where we provide training for GDS like a medias, travel port, or we have been receiving all of them? So Ranjita, at this point of time, we do not have any such category dedicatedly towards the education or the skill development of within this the travel space. However, Pragya, maybe we can take this as a feedback and consider because there are quite a few organizations which do provide these kind of services. So yeah, Rajita, none for now.
Absolutely. Any further questions anybody has?
Any further questions from anybody on the call?
Not right now, not from my side.
I think that's it. Thank you, Pragya and Divya. So if we have further questions, we can connect to Naksh, I suppose, and Meenal, the supporting team.
Yes.
Both of them?
Yes, absolutely. Absolutely. You can write to them and they will just forward your query to us. Not a problem. Yeah.
Okay. And when will be what is the date for this? Is it the 19th or 20th?
So for now, we have extended it till 25th of this month. So you have the opportunity to apply before that.
Okay.
Yeah. So yeah, if nobody has any further questions, maybe we can quickly just turn on our cameras if possible. Naksh can take a photograph of everybody who's participated. And Elena, what is the date of the announcement of the winner? So Elena, it's going to happen on the day of the award ceremony. Naksh can just let us know the final dates and that's when the announcement of the winners will happen. Naksh, you're on mute.
Yeah, so 25th is the deadline for filling the nomination form because we have a jury meet on February. The dates are yet to be decided. So I request you all to please submit by 25th.
Correct. So Elena, the award ceremony is scheduled end of Feb,
20th.
starting March, and we also 28th February is the award
20th
ceremony.
February, yeah.
So that's when the winners will be announced. Thanks. Okay, great. Sorry, if everybody can just quickly come back on camera and then we'll just, Naksh can just take up a photograph quickly.
Yeah, thank you.
Thank you so much,
Thank you everyone for joining the call.
Thank you. Thank you so much.
Thank you. Thanks, everyone.
Thank you for your time. Thank you very much.
Thanks.